Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Firstly, using a masking tape to secure the spine from any leakage later to the other spreads. Then using some old flyers in the mailbox, I'll align both sides of the back pages as protection. Here's an old tissue paper I got from Daiso many years ago, never used it. Using my PVA white glue, I'll just start dabbing it on random spots. With a wet brush, I'll spread the glue out. Now putting the tissue paper in place, flattening it out. I'm currently on an art block, so I have no idea if I can put up a good spread when I laid out this workspace. Let's see. I may actually as well create a quick batch of decoupage glue, mixing glue with water, but today I'm being a lazy arse. So I'm basically again dabbing the glue and spreading it with my wet brush. Somewhat same results, as long as it sticks. Using my gesso, I'm giving my spread a watery wash. Don't want to cover too much of those laces. I'm brushing it horizontally, following the pattern. Here's some old sponge pieces that I've used in my old mixed media works. Using my yellow acrylic paint I got from Daiso, I'll start dabbing the paint with one of those sponges. I wasn't too happy, realizing I shouldn't have started off directly with the sponge. It needed a base background color first, so I'm squeezing a bit more yellow there. We'll be resigning to using the simple baby white technique. With that dried, I'm using my red acrylic paint next. Picking another sponge, I'll dab the color to apply on the spread. Looks patchy, but I don't give a shit. Just random spots because, reminder, I'm on an art block. Now using my blue acrylic paint, sponging that on too. Okay, I'm already not liking it. So that's what you get when you force yourself to art journal during an art block. Adding a bit more yellow, lightening it up a bit. Yeah, need to clean that space first. Here's a clear text stamp I've chosen. We'll be using my black archival ink pad by Tsukinico for it, stamping it on various random spots. Here's a very old stencil of mine. For this rare occasion, I'm going to make use of the straight edge of the stencil here, using my modeling paste by Winsor & Newton. Honestly, it was quite an awkward angle I was working on. Then I'll smooth out the edges of the stencil paste with my palette knife. Gotta clean that stencil first. Taking out my watercolor set. Making it watery enough to do my red splatters. Now with my yellow watercolor, I tried to color the stencil in modeling paste earlier. Using my water spray bottle, I'll try to give that portion a dripping effect. back, tilting my book up. Unsatisfied, I'm switching to using my yellow acrylic paint. To do that, I need to pick my for acrylic only paintbrush. Those are mainly cheap brushes that I've marked. Repeating the same to that modeling paste. I'll also be using my black acrylic ink to add on to that portion to color drip. Just spray it with water for it to run down. Dipping some of the pulled ink at the bottom to reuse it again. Now, time to trim off those excess background tissue paper. I'll do it from the back page to see the page H-line clearly. Aligning it with my cutting mat and rough paper, I'll use my ruler and penknife to do the job. Running the knife lightly again and again. We'll do that for the rest of the spread. Now with my rounded corner puncher, I'll trim all the 4 corners. Here's my polka dot stencil. Be using my white acrylic paint with a little dab of red acrylic paint. Mix it with my ice cream stick. Also added a bit of yellow there to get that peachy color. Using my earlier sponge to use this stencil with. Stenciling on the top here too. Also at the bottom here. Yep, always clean your stencils, people. I'll use the old ice cream stick with the white paint earlier to make some splatters, dipping it in the water to make it easily runny. An old cutout of a vintage girl. I plan to give like a layer of white stroke behind her. I'm using a roller from Daiso, not exactly a brayer. Using my old ice cream stick again. Just a small dab first. A little goes a long way. Spreading it for easy applying. Working on that mid-spine. Here's my matte gel medium. Applying it roughly on the spots here, I'll stick the lady. I need that non-porous surface later. I'd also previously packed this lady with this box those years ago. Can't remember why. Should I place them together? Nah. Applying the matte gel at the back of the cutout. Applying the gel on top and around it as well. This is my brown India ink. Got to shake it first. Like some of you may already know, to use this method, you have to do it quickly within the minute before the ink dries permanently. I'm applying the ink all around the outline of the lady to help it pop out a bit. Just realized the camera died on me while I was doing that corner border there. I had used my black archival ink pad earlier with my blender. Here's some journaling quote stickers I printed out myself using inkjet printer. For this, I'm going with the more cursive black one. Gonna trim that into 3 parts. I chose the quote, "When nothing goes right, go left." Really not satisfied with the placement. Taking out my matte gel again, I'll be securing those quotes down. Using my charcoal pencil, I'll give the quotes some shadowy underlines. With my watercolor again, I'll give that white stroke some red splatters. Wiping those accidental splats that got onto my quotes first, now I'll dry it. Using my white paint again, just a bit first. Rolling the white onto this spot for some light. Some on here. So yeah, that's it. I seriously think I've overdone it with this spread. No thanks to my bloody art block. But I'll just be honest and post this one up to show you what having no inspiration does to a person. So thank you guys for watching. Happy journaling and bye.